Wagwan sports fans, welcome back to another episode of Studio Talks. I'm your host with the most, of course, Jomar,
I'm Rush.
and this or that sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting, and riveting sports topics, discussions, and debates on the internet.
Yes, people, but before we get into today's episode, don't forget to like this video. Leave a comment under the video and subscribe to this or that Sports TV. One more thing for us, though.
Share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get us 6 subscribers. Yes, people, this time we get the 6 finger them correct. Because each and every one of you guys can manage to get us 6 subscribers. You know how many subscribers that get us by the end of the day?
Yes. People, we're here to give you guys another jam-packed show. We have a couple things to talk about, but obviously before we start the first segment, we have to give them the lineup, so take it away.
Well, as you know, we kick it off with one of our favorite segments. A segment that has been with us from this very, very start, and it will be there at the very, very end, keeping up with the reggae boys. We'll talk about the going ons or the goings on, anyhow you want to put it, of what's going on in all things Jamaica football. Then after that, we review the kits because remember we did a video in 2 episodes of Studio Talks where we spoke about possible kits and which ones we liked and so on and so forth. Well, the kits have been revealed and we will dissect them today and we will close it out with our weekly FPL show, people. One of our more creative segments, and we'll talk about how well Jomar did this week and how well Rush did this week. But anyways, people, without further ado, let's continue right into the show.
All right, the first segment of Studio Talk. After this, alright, so it's time for keeping up with the reggae boys. There are a few things to touch on, bro. We have a few bases to cover. The first place I want to start, though, and his name has been out of the news for a while, and I don't really love that. And it's Shamar Nicholson. Shamar Nicholson. The season started slow for him, but he's back in training. He's back in, I think they're in the Middle East right now or somewhere, doing mid-season training to restart the season. But the season started a bit slow for him, playing 17 games, 10 starts, 4 goals, 1 assist.
One
Is it
brawl.
slowing down for Shamar Nicholson, and how do you feel about his time in Russia this season?
You forgot a major stat, one brawl. That's important.
And I lie. Finger red card in there.
One brawl, that's a big part of his statistics this season because unfortunately that was one of the standout moments in his season, which is indicative of how average his season have gone thus far. I think Shamar Nicholson is being battled with off the field stuff. He's experienced a lot of racism and a lot of that stuff that comes with black players playing in Eastern Asia. So I think he's probably coping with that. The weather, the war in Ukraine, so on and so forth. There are many, many factors that would affect Shamar Nicholson and his performance. So maybe that's why he's had a slow start.
Yeah, hopefully he can pick it up, and initially I had when I heard about this move, there were a few other places where I would have liked Shamar Nicholson to go. Russia wasn't my number one spot for him. Obviously, that doesn't matter to Shamar Nicholson. But he started well. He continued the form that he had in Belgium over there in Russia for that back end of the season. But this season, as I said, the off-field issues, we didn't see that affect him last season. But you never know when certain things are going to pop up for you. This is a big year for Jamaica and our national team. And obviously, we want to see our players, more importantly, our strikers, on form and scoring goals. Do you think this domestic form will affect Shamar Nicholson's play in the national team? I don't even think it's going to threaten his call up because Shamar Nicholson will get called up once he's fit. But will this affect his play for the national team?
Not necessarily, based on ratios and intricate statistics. Shamar Nicholson is one of, if not the most prolific Jamaican striker based on ratio and goals per game in that regard. So he scores goals for Jamaica regardless of the circumstance, regardless of where he's located. So I don't think Shamar Nicholson will stop scoring goals for Jamaica. I think one thing is for certain is that Shamar Nicholson for Jamaica will contribute with goals on the score sheet. So I don't necessarily think his performance now in Russia will affect his performance in the yellow shirt, but I do honestly believe that it is important for him and his development and his growth for him to get back on form and start scoring goals against Russia.
Yeah, makes sense. I agree. And the last time we saw Shamar Nicholson for the national team, he was playing well. He and Liam Bailey started to form a good partnership that we like to see, and hopefully we can foster that and make it into something big in the future. He's just 25 years old, now about to enter his prime, and hopefully there are one or two more steps for him to take to be that player that we all imagine him to be. So, big shout out to Shamar Nicholson. Hopefully he can pick it up. Big ball, and we love to see it. Let's make a segue to the person that I mentioned a while ago, Liam Bailey. Having an up and down season in England so far. Struggled with injuries since his transfer, but this season getting some sort of consistency in terms of playing time. But his performances have been up and down. How do you feel about Liam Bailey and his time in Aston Villa, in the Aston Villa shirt this year?
Well, under Unai Emery, it's obvious that Liam Bailey is somebody that he has confidence in and that he'll continue to push forward. And it's as though Liam Bailey now is the starting striker slash right winger for Aston Villa, and I think that's like pinned down and nailed down. And I think that was never the case before. So I think this new coach sees his potential, sees the talent that he has in him, and constantly puts him out on the field. And he's been playing a lot of 90 minutes, if you realize. That Liam Bailey's been starting and finishing a lot of games that we haven't seen until this point. You know, I think that shows that he is doing well in training for Unai Emery to see it and to like what he's doing. On the field, you know, I think Aston Villa is not the best of teams, and as such, sometimes Liam Bailey doesn't necessarily get the service, you know, based on the consistency of his team, based on the consistency of the players behind him. Some players who you'd expect to be showing up and to be servicing him doesn't necessarily do their jobs. And with this new Aston Villa team, Liam Bailey plays very high. Liam Bailey sometimes plays very wide. Sometimes he plays very forward. So I think the main factor that contributes to his inconsistency is not necessarily his play, but the service that he's been getting or the quality of play by his team. But what we've seen is that when Liam Bailey gets on the ball, when Liam Bailey gets into good positions, Liam Bailey makes things happen. And you've seen that constantly. You've seen him have successful dribbles, you've seen him make key passes, and you've seen him score goals. And I think Liam Bailey is one of the key men for Aston Villa this season. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's an up and down season for the baller per se. I'd just say he's put in a situation where he's playing a very forward role for a very average to subpar team in the Premier League. And I think that's his vice right now, not necessarily the way he's playing.
Yeah, I think this is the first time Liam Bailey can really say that he is a starter in the Premier League. You know, obviously last year he struggled with injuries, as I said. Earlier this season, Gerrard didn't know what he wanted to do. He sold all of his wingers, barring two, Jalen Ramsey and Liam Bailey, and he was chopping and changing, not knowing where to play them out of position, playing clear at the back sometime, and Liam Bailey playing. We saw so many variations under Steven Gerrard. But under Unai Emery, he is a starter, and I expected that coming into this because, you know, from Emery's time at Arsenal, I knew that he likes to play a wing-dominated system. He likes to change. He gives his forward players a lot of freedom, you know, and I knew that Liam Bailey would thrive on that. And in the last 4 or 5 games, probably 6, Liam Bailey has been, you know, his performances have been 7 out of 10. The one thing that he's been lacking is goals. You know, and even that game, 2 games ago, where he missed the game-winning shot for Aston Villa, he cried. And even in that game, it was a really good game. He was playing so well. He was creating so many things for Aston Villa, but that end product was just not there. And I feel like that's where he's kind of letting down himself, because I'm expecting more from Liam Bailey. I know that Liam Bailey can find that back of the net, and he's just not proving to be as clinical as I expect him to be. But overall, and his performances, I am so impressed with what he's doing so far in the last 6 games since this Emery takeover. Hopefully Liam Bailey can continue this one and continue to start scoring goals, because one of his main attributes is that he's a goal scorer. You know, he's a wide player, but he's a goal scorer. He knows how to create and he knows how to score goals. So if he's not scoring goals, then questions are going to, you know, be asked about him. And well taken goal, by the way. Well taken goal in the last game. And hopefully we can see more of this from Liam Bailey. Do you expect, you know, under coach Hallgrimson, Liam Bailey to be the man, or will he be just another player in the system?
If Coach Hallgrimson has anything about him, any wits about him, any smarts about him, it's that easy, clear as day that Leon Bailey should be the centerpiece of this team. And based on everything that we've seen or heard from Hallgrimsson, he seems like a competent individual. However, when we saw them play against Argentina, Leon Bailey wasn't necessarily the center point or the focal point of the attack, but we did see Jamaica trying to channel passes to Leon Bailey out wide. Argentina is not necessarily a team that we can use to heavily judge how Jamaica is going to look going forward, because Argentina is without a doubt best team in the world right now. Can I say that safely? So we played against the best team in the world, and I did see them attempting to channel the ball to Leon Bailey. But I can't say definitively what Hallgrimsson will do, but I think if he has any wits about him, he will make Leon Bailey the focal point and the centerpiece of this offense, because Leon Bailey is without a doubt the best reggae boy, the best Jamaican striker, or not necessarily striker, but attacking player in the whole entire world right now. I think we can say that definitively. In fact, I think
Yeah.
Hallgrimsson should give him the captain armband.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that idea. I'd like it. Liam Bailey is clearly, the best Jamaican footballer at the moment. And we would be dumb to not take advantage of that. Especially, playing in the Premier League, playing week in, week out, scoring goals, and being on the tip of the Aston Villa supporter stumps. So if Jamaica, the training staff and the head coach is smart, as you said, Liam Bailey needs to be the man for Jamaica. Obviously, it's not good to put all the burden of a national team on one player.
Well, it's
And
not
also, I'm not going to excuse Liam Bailey from this. Liam Bailey also needs to step up. Because for Jamaica, he has been inconsistent, and I feel like I've been lenient by saying that.
yeah, yeah, he's been up and down. He's been up and down, but recently, especially under Paul Hall, we saw a renaissance from Leon Bailey. We saw an emergence from him where he started to get on the ball more. He started to come more essential. He started to pick up play, and he started to dominate the football game more. And I think that was deliberate because of Paul Hall. And we definitely saw it begin to work. We definitely saw that Leon Bailey started to make a name for himself, started to score some goals for the country, started to create some plays, started to look like the top baller in the team. So I think if we can continue along that road, I think Hallgrimson is very self-aware. He's very aware of the circumstances, and he's a coach with a wide network. He's clearly watching a lot of football. So I think if there's one thing that he will inherit from Paul Hall, I think that's definitely the thing that he will inherit. Leon Bailey has to be the linchpin of this offense from the right wing.
Yeah, and this would not be keeping up with the Reggae Boys if we didn't speak about, the big news and the big man right now in Jamaican football, which is Coach Hallgrimson. He's here, he's on the ground. He had a 2-day training camp with, I think, 32 players from 32 local players. And coming out of that camp, we saw some interviews where he spoke to the media. Talking about what was the intention for the camp. Did you hear any of these interviews, and what did you like, from what he said? Or
Um,
not, or dislike?
No, as in, I don't think he said anything to be disliked at this current moment. I think so far Hallgrimson has done everything right. He's ordered his steps very, very, very meticulously, in my opinion. He's also spoken, badly of himself, spoken critically of himself, saying that he must first, learn the culture, learn the system, learn the society. And we've seen him, in and around the people. You get me? So we've seen him not in the presidential box at Tony Spalding complex, but amongst the fans, inculcating himself with the tradition, with the culture. We see him in the training session in his shorts, up and down, removing sticks and cones, and very articulate with his players, almost resembling the likes of an Arteta or an Alex Ferguson is there, where you just see him there being the center of attention, actually coaching, actually going around. As compared to the previous coaches who weren't necessarily as active, especially one of his caliber. So he's basically, I like his humility. I like the fact that he's here as a coach and is willing to learn, and knows that learning about the sport in the country, and learning about the country itself is imperative to the country's success. And I think Hallgrimson has done everything. He's shown, and he's the first coach in a while that has shown that being national head coach is a full-time job. And I
You
think
can't be in England. You
I
can't
think
be in England.
I think Hallgrimson definitely looks at even Theodore Whitmore was in Jamaica, and it still didn't seem like it was a full-time job for Theodore Whitmore. Like what do we know that Whitmore did outside of FIFA dates?
Can't say.
Absolutely nothing. And then Paul Hall was literally employed by another footballing organization. But Hallgrimson is here demonstrating that this being a national team head coach is for sure, for 100% certain, a full-time job. And he's taken up the full mantle, and I'm just so happy and impressed to see it. Seeing him at the camp coaching, seeing him there on a non-FIFA date, showing appreciation to the clubs for releasing their players, so on and so forth. This man has taken every step in the right direction, and I'm so excited to see the final product. You don't even know.
Yeah. He's been saying all of the right things. And obviously it's too early to judge him. We need to see some matches, we need to see some results go the right way. But first of all, I agree with everything that you said a while ago. So I'm going to go another place with it. I feel like Hallgrimsson this is a very important time for the national setup right now and Coach Hallgrimsson. I feel like he has the opportunity to do something special.
Oh, yeah.
Because the fans are not on the Reggae Boy side right now. And I feel like him, being relatable, him being humble, him being at those matches, and the people can see him, the people can touch him, the people can have conversations with him. I feel like that can build up a culture around the Reggae Boys at the moment.
And one thing about we as Jamaicans, it might be laughable, but the powerful man or the white man who brings himself into the society, they galvanize us easier than our own. Unfortunately, you saw where Rene Simons took a similar approach. Rene Simons was amongst the people in 1998 for that campaign. Rene Simons ingratiated himself with the society, with the community. The people loved Rene Simons as much as they loved the players on the field during that time. And that definitely helped with the culture. So if Hallgrimson is there shaking hands and taking pictures with little girls and little boys and, being around the football space in Jamaica, being around the Jamaican culture, if Hallgrimson is seen wearing Bob Marley t-shirt and listening to reggae music, I think that will definitely serve as an attraction, I want when the people to say, we have Mario Paz, a loud roar, Shamar Nicholson, and even louder roar, Andre Blake, a loud roar, Ravel Morrison, a loud roar, and Leon Bailey, the loudest roar. And then their head coach, Hallgrimson, a loud roar as well. That's the type of thing that I think is great in football culture. And Pep Guardiola said something, and I can't tell if he was joking or if he was serious. It could be sarcastic, or it could not be. It was like, he told Haaland that Haaland needs to stop scoring so many goals. Like, yes, score enough goals so we can win the Premier League, but don't score 50 because then you're going to make it all about you. Pep Guardiola said that was his biggest struggle at Barcelona, the fact that it was all about Messi and not him. Since Barcelona, think about it, Pep Guardiola has been the biggest star on every single team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bayern Munich and Manchester City, there's no star, there's no ego that has been bigger than Pep Guardiola since Lionel Messi. So he's telling Haaland, hey, slow it down, The person who asked the question was like, are you being sarcastic? He's like, no, I'm serious. And he hasn't laughed all now. So we're left to wonder if he's being sarcastic or if he was being serious. But the fact that Pep Guardiola in himself is a personality, somebody that people go to watch, somebody that people go to see, somebody that people love. I think Hallgrimson building himself and ingratiate himself with the culture will only help market and sell Jamaican football to a different level for sure.
Yeah, and the opportunity that you speak of, I think he has it in his hands.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't fumble it, I think this can go well for the program. I think this can, help to fill out the national stadium again. When the people come to see what will Hallgrimson do, what will we get from him in the press conference, what will he say, who will we see him posing with, which beach will he be on, these things, is important in building a culture. And I feel like Hallgrimson has that opportunity, and I think he knows it.
As long as the work is there beside it. So if Hallgrimson is at the Jamaica 2-day camp that probably he initiated, and then after he leaves and goes to Lime Key and interacts with a few natives from Port Royal, after say him just done work for 6 hours doing the job that he's supposed to do, then he might take pictures like that's going to be so good for the culture, because as long as we see him putting in the work, which, oh God, man, we have seen Hallgrimson put in the work. He's done something to this point that I haven't seen any other Jamaican coach do. He's traveled, he's seen, he's done interviews with players, he's tried to recruit, he's there every day working as though it's a full-time job. As long as he has the work to consolidate this attitude,
yeah.
But I really feel a difference in the Jamaican culture. I really do feel a difference.
That's true, and a little bit more on Hallgrimson. And obviously the starlet right now, Dujan Richards, after his final training session, he was questioned by the media, and he said a couple things. He described Whisper's an exciting talent. Looking forward to seeing more from him. Admitting that he didn't see a lot of his games, but saw clips and saw highlights of the games, and he said that he is exciting. But one thing he wants to see, and it's good that it's coming from the national coach, because if we say that, people are gonna take off with, or if anybody said that right now, people are gonna get angry. He said that he wants to see him against seniors. He wanted to see him against seniors and see how he performs. Not saying that he can't perform against them, which is a different thing. Just saying that he is intrigued to see him play against them, because, and he said one thing I was reading the transcript, I was reading the interview. He said, top talents around the world are not playing high school football. He said that. And I want people to know that. Obviously, Whisper is a top talent, and we know that if Whisper was playing in the JPL, he would have stood out. And I don't think Whisper will be here at 19 years old. And none of that. We can go on and on and on. But it's important that the coach understands what is going on and doesn't prop him up too fast. Knowing that there are stages and there are things to do before you are the finished article. And I want people to understand that Whisper is not yet, he's not done. This is not the player that he will be for the rest of his life. So, what do you think about the coach's remarks on Whisper? Him being an exciting talent and him wanting to see him against senior players.
I don't think much of the coach's remarks. He said exactly what he was supposed to say. And was this preemptively or post-emptive? Was this before the ceremony, before the sessions, or was it after?
After.
It was after the sessions. Well, I think the fact that he said that's a bit telling. I was hoping that after the sessions you'd have been like, this player's out of the world, and he absolutely stood out. I'm wondering if in fact Whisper did stand out at this training session, or he just fit in. I spoke to his father, I think it was last night, and he said that Whisper had a good session. He scored a few goals, he didn't lose the ball or whatever. But from what I'm hearing, he didn't absolutely stand out, and he didn't absolutely destroy the camp of locals, which was what I was in a sense hoping for. The coach obviously sees and understands that he's a prospect, but it doesn't take a sighted man to see that. Even a blind man could know that Whisper is a top prospect. But I would have loved to hear that he scored 7 goals, and he was a revelation. So
and also probably that's not what the coach was looking for. I was on a live with Whisper a couple of days ago, and I asked him about the training session. What was the coach doing? What was the emphasis being placed on? And he just said that it was fundamentals and getting to know the players. So he just wanted to know who he's dealing with, what are they strong at, passing the ball fast, kicking the ball into the goal, accuracy. Fundamentals are what he was focusing on. So probably he didn't even have the opportunity to run through the camp and be the man of the camp. It was more so getting to know everybody, getting to know who these players are. Oh, you are the new kid from high school? Let me see if you can pass the ball, or let me see if your fundamentals are sound, whatever. So, obviously, he's going to see more of him. He even hinted at the fact that he wanted to have more camps. So that is something good, man. And I know you'll be excited about that, because him taking the job as a full-time job and having camps 2 or 3 times for the month. So we love to hear that.
Yeah, as I said, and I always use England as the reference point, because I think they're the best run FA in the whole entire world. And I don't think it's a stretch to make that assertion. I think it's clear that the English FA are the best run FA in the whole entire world. And this is the type of things that we see them doing. We see them getting their under 17s and their under 15s year round. We see them having under 20 camps. We see the reason why they probably can't do this, what we did with seniors, is because everybody who is a senior for them is playing in the Premier League, or at least the Championship. So we can't necessarily see weekly camps like this, because they're the players that would be in Southgate's system would be training for the weekend, right? For an important Manchester derby on the weekend. So we don't necessarily see this in the English setup, but what we do see is like the 17s and the 15s, and sometimes the 19s would come in like twice a month and continue playing with each other and get themselves acquainted, so on and so forth. And we see in every FIFA day where they call the under 21s. And the under 21s is not a hard and fast under 21. Sometimes there are 22-year-olds that play because it's an unofficial friendly in FIFA. But we see where England do stuff like that. We see where Gareth Southgate is constantly working. Gareth Southgate will travel all over the world to see English players and potential English players. And I think this model is being adapted well by Jamaica. Gareth Southgate coaching England is a full-time job for him. And that's what it's supposed to be as a national coach.
Yeah, and finally, an interesting perspective. Do you think these local players have advantage to make it into the national setup, being that they have an extra eye on them from the coach. You know, probably the players playing in Slovakia or playing in the USL or
Also,
playing in Vietnam, they don't quite have the opportunity to come to a camp. Even
also,
though they would be better or ahead of the players in the JPL, but these players get called up. So if the coach need a 1 or 2 player, now go to Vietnam for Jeremy Lynch. He might go Mount Peasant for Bygrave, if you get what I say.
so you're saying.
By the way, Bygrave is back in the JPL.
Yeah. So you're saying do the players who play in the JPL have an advantage over players who play in obscure location? Because if you're playing the MLS or if you're playing in Europe, I don't think the local players have any advantage on you at all. But maybe playing in Vietnam, you know, and I hope that that's not the case.
I would hope so. It should be.
It
It should be,
may,
but a perspective.
it may well be the case. I hope that that's not the case because I still genuinely believe that all the football that's played internationally is at a higher level than Jamaica. So the Vietnams and the Indians, the Indias and the Mexicos and the Costa Rica, so on and so forth, all of where we do have Jamaicans right now, and in the USL, definitely at a higher level than what we see in the Jamaica Premier League. Though the Jamaica Premier League is growing, so I hope that that's not the case, but it may well be. I'm going to trust Hallgrimson.
All right, good conversation. People, talk to us. Tell us, what do you think about Liam Bailey and Whisper and Coach Hallgrimson? One more thing before I leave. It's keeping up with the reggae, but we have to talk about the reggae girls. They have their tournament coming up. I think it's in February, the early part of February, for the preparation for the World Cup. How do you feel about this, and how do you expect the girls to perform after their, I'd say, subpar performances in the Paraguay friendlies?
Apparently they're in camp. Or they're apparently going to be in camp. I think they'll get a good chance to develop some camaraderie and get some cohesiveness. And the competition will be better than competition they faced in the recent friendlies, you know. So they'll definitely have to step their game up. They'll definitely have to approach this game with more sincerity and more seriousness in order to get results out of these games. So I definitely believe that it's a good stepping stone for them, but you know, we can't just chalk up the last 2 games to unfamiliarity, new players. We were missing some of our standout players, and it was meaningless friendly after all. So I definitely don't put too much weight on the friendlies against Paraguay. I think we can step it up after our camp going forward for sure.
All right, so on some facts, the tournament is February 16, and the other 3 teams in the tournament, it's Spain, Czech Republic, and Australia.
Yeah.
Some solid friendlies and good preparation for the World Cup. So I hope the girls can do well, and we want to see the girls in the World Cup, you know, starring it up and as I said, doing well. So we will be cheering them on. People, this is keeping up with
Before you added another point, so before we move on from keeping up with the reggae boys, I'm gonna see I try to close up my favorite segment, and I do appreciate that. This segment is my favorite segment.
We have other topics to talk about. Carry on.
Yeah, so the under 17s, you know, times are getting serious, things are getting dicey, and it's ramp up time. It's almost February. It's almost time for the under 17 competition. Obviously, we would have done a video about the under 17s and the selections of a few players and the omissions of a few players, and would have come under some heat because of that. Because I made some statements, you know, saying that if you get the chance to play for Jamaica, you play for Jamaica, right? And you were saying, what were you saying? What were your points on that?
I was saying we have to get some more context, because if it's a case where they feel like they are being sabotaged or they wouldn't get game time or whatever, and right now it would be they would be better served playing, you know, in England to get their faces out there or whatever, then go and do that and don't have a problem with it. While I also understand your point.
Yeah, and the question that I was asking is, if you believe that if you are called up to your team and you know that you won't get game time, if you're called to the national team, that's a reason to not go.
Yeah, ask me what me that do?
No,
I
I'm
ask
asking.
you to understand.
I'm asking if it's appropriate. So, for example, I was one of 3 goalkeepers in the under 20 pool, and I was not a keeper.
Under 17.
Yeah, in the under 17 pool, or whatever, whichever age you.
No man, the higher I get, the more unforgiving I am. So
like,
seeing the team, me not care. Play or not, you have to go.
Yeah, but in the under 17, like once there's a World Cup to it, like it's serious. There's no under 15 World Cup. There's no under 14.
Hey, I understand what you're saying, but may I say, if the man them in the thing and the rumors coming out is that they're getting sabotaged or people have it out for them or whatever, and then believe say you only forgot England, then go on.
apparently, him play him out of position.
Listen,
But you're in a national team. Dybala will never get to play in his
you play.
position for Argentina.
I agree, bro. You do whatever role that is given to you. Play. But me I say if there's some other context to it, that I don't know, which is why I'm now hold a hard and fast position on this. I don't know what is going on. Me hear the man say them get sabotage or I think them get played out of position. If it is that man shout off for your ear, man make certain remarks or whatever, and you believe that you get sabotaged, and you need to go Europe, go on, brother. You get me? I say fine, which I don't know. But if it is just a thing where you're being played out of position and you don't like it, big man, at this point, I don't know if you're gonna make it as a pro, G. Like if that's why. You understand? So I understand both sides of the fence and I'd love to get some more context around it. Because what I understand is that Dante Peralta was cut, Denzel Washington wasn't cut.
Yeah.
Right? So again, we need to get all more context, but most of the times I'm going to be on your side. I get called, if you're a forward and the man them call you and say go play in Angola, you go on here at the country this year, I represent 3 million people. In fact, I represent around 10. You go and you do it.
Or more than that, because you have to think about the wives of the people them too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So more than that.
Well, just context me need.
Had I been called up and me go, even if I know some better than the first goalkeeper, but then I got me and second goalkeeper, you think I'm gonna go?
Yeah.
I go say man, if I get my time, come just get my time and go shine. But at the end of the day, that's a national shirt to me, and that's a senior call up for my resume.
So right now, also, if you didn't get up, because apart, it's not a training camp yet. I guess it's trials. Yeah, I guess the 50-man squad was trials, and you're
all right. So I was listening to Wendell Dawson. Okay, not Wendell Dawson, Miran Gordon, and apparently the remainder of this squad now is a professional squad. The reason why they have a bit of excess is because there are some players that have not been introduced yet, the likes of Che Gardner, who you know he's supposed to come play for the country. Other players in America and Europe that they're still working on visa situations. So that's why they haven't trimmed the squad to the final 20 because they don't know if these people are going to be included. Some people who are in camp are still not eligible to play for the country yet. So while they're in camp, they're still working on becoming eligible to play for the nation and get passports and documents sorted out. So for example, if I keep an excess of 8, that means that the few that might be ineligible, if when a time for go play a match, them not ineligible, we wouldn't have to recall nobody else. You get me I said? So they're saying that this isn't necessarily still a trials. Yeah, they have to submit 20 by I think February 1st. So Marion Gordon is saying that on February 1st he will be submitting his team. So as far as he's concerned, this is his squad that he's rolling with.
Yeah, if that's the case, this is the squad.
Yeah, exactly. This is a squad, but not everybody will get to go. You know, them just have a few additional as provisional, just in case some people are in the squad, they'll end up get to go. You get me? I say, or they might be injured, so on and so forth. And I think that's a very good idea. So he said, so they're like, when is going to be the next cut, coach? Because I've been hearing rumors that more cuts are going to happen and this, that. He's like, when is going to be the next cut? And he's like, the final team is due to be submitted on February 1st, and he will submit 20 players on February 1st.
Yeah.
But until then, this is his team. So it's a situation like that where anybody who had made it to this point would have been basically a part of the squad, you know, barring the fact that they got their inclusions and so on and so forth. So this is not necessarily still a tryout, this is their squad. But it's just like a big squad and then you're going to have, unfortunately, only 20 can travel. But this is the squad, you know, so, you know, I would hate to think that because of being played out of position.
You know the perspective though, as I was saying, when the initial around 50 was called, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't get a shot at your right position, like if from jump you're a cam and you're being played at left midfielder or left wing, or I feel like the left back right back situation is not even that big of a deal. You're supposed to know what to do, right? Even though maybe on the other side it might be a bit unorthodox. You might look away, but whatever. You should know what to do.
To be honest, left back and right back are so different, and the reason why it doesn't seem that different in the professional is because obviously they're all professional footballers use both feet better than we use any single one of our feet. In addition to the fact that
and this player uses right foot, but Dante Peralta is a right footer.
Yeah.
No, that one, me not really argue that one. If I have Denzel Washington McKenzie and I know how good I am, and me not get a shot at camp at all in these trials, at the 50-man trial before, Kinda, yeah, look on this bridging. So as I come and left midfield me a play or left wing me a play, so I get a shot at, you see me? Kinda weird. So, as I say, a lot more context to it and a lot more things to know. But, me definitely left on your side. Until you get cut, you don't remove yourself. You go and you play, represent the country. You see? Straight.
But yeah, we don't have no more for talk about. I don't love to talk about reggae boys still.
No man, what heap of things I have to talk about, but more shows did it too. See, we're gone 30 minutes and just one segment. Oh God, man. People, the next segment of segment.
The next segment of darkness. The next segment of darkness still.
People, stay tuned to see the darkness.
No, man,
Student
next-
talk on the return.
Yeah.
Yes, and before we start the talking, people, don't forget to like the video. Like you want to get in the darkness right away. Like the video.
I'm dark already, Virgin. I'm already dark.
Subscribe to this side of Sports TV. The one more thing though, hopefully you can get this out.
Share the video to at least 10 people. Get us 7 subscribers from the darkness. If each one of you guys can manage to do that, matter of fact, get with 7 subscribers. Because this is that dark segment for me.
Alright, before we even get to, can we ever set the stage? We're excited. We want to see the new kits that are going to be done very soon by the
Don't worry,
men and
by
women
the
of the nation.
under 17 boys and the female team.
We need to see what I can buy.
Okay.
Cause I'm supposed to buy it regardless still. But I want to see what I buy. Matter of fact, JFM supposed to send me some care packets still, G.
We know, bro. I did up on the field.
Alright, anyways. We're excited. We want to see. Adidas normally have some sick kits. We look at the Arsenal kits for the last 2 years. We like them. You know, the Ajax kit didn't come with the Rasta color. I said, bad.
Even though Man U, they keep them on a bad team, but are some bad team.
Bro, even Man U kit, tough.
Argentina went stupid at the World Cup this season with them purple away kit and them iconic home kit. Like Argentina went crazy. So we're like, all right.
Our time. My time to spend my money now and get a bad black, green, and gold for my body.
Yeah.
And people, I guess we can call this a leak, even though everybody know.
No, it's not a leak. It was a release. It was Adidas show.
Yeah, but nobody's promoting it. Adidas no post it. JFF no post it. But a fashion show was held in Paris last week, and in fact, this is a very important occasion. Though this is the first time any major unveiling of sports kit was done in a fashion show. So, and Jamaica got that opportunity. So people, we saw. Matter of fact, I'm going to put them up. We didn't know that. Because I feel like I talk too much and people need to see the kit them. Close your eyes.
Run it.
This is what we're looking at. Alright, first of all, bro. Probably unpopular, but I like the home kit.
Yeah, alright. So let's start on the good. Let's start with the good and the bad. A lot of people say them don't like the home kit. Dude, I'm sold. Absolutely.
I like the home kit.
I like the colors. I like the bro. You see when them have one little shoulder, you already know how me look.
I don't think him wear it well though. I don't think it cut well for him.
Bro, them could have do better upon the market still.
But the jersey bad. The jersey tough.
Yeah,
especially me I imagine the number in the middle. Me I imagine the Dan 17. Yeah man.
And
Jersey
maybe
tough.
So I'd have to be 17. Why couldn't be 7?
No, 17 me I get my Damian Low jersey. I don't care where you I get Bridget.
Rush. Who are the 10 for Jamaica? Cause Bobby Reed play some ball now. Who is
Last time we say what we did see? We say Ravel get the 10 and Bobby will get the 14.
Yeah.
I think they say it today, you know.
14 him where? Team club.
You feel like a Ravel like 10, man. Feel like a Ravel like 10.
Why? Rafael look good in the 4 still.
What color shorts though, bro? What color shorts?
It's probably black shorts for the home kit.
Black shorts?
Remember, said you have some things that are tradition, bro. Some things not gonna change ever.
Alright.
Some things not gonna change ever. So it's gonna be black shorts. We know that for sure, 100% certain. But the home kits, I like what them do with the color. I like what them do with the sleeves. I like the pinstripe. Some people don't like it, but for me, it got crazy. I can imagine them probably have black shorts with the yellow 3 stripes on the side, and it's just simple and nice. You get me? I say, you wonder what color socks? No, that's the thing.
Or you know what me I see? Even with Man U, like even the stripes, you will have like 2 red stripes on the outside and a black stripe in the middle. Probably do something like that on the shorts, where you see like green.
Yeah, with
green and yellow stripes.
That would have been dope if them do that. But I'm just assuming that it probably are gonna be yellow stripes, most likely.
Yeah, black and yellow or black
Yeah,
and green.
but most likely gonna be 3 stripes, probably a little green somewhere in the shorts there about. Probably some yellow socks. I hope the socks them really nice.
No, like yellow socks, man.
But I hope them do something with the socks. Them make the socks them nice.
Like
But I
some
need that
design.
socks with some design.
But you know, so the top of it have 3 stripe.
Alright.
We know that. So not much else to do.
So the home kits, I'm more than okay with. I'm very excited to buy.
No, I
them.
like the home kit. I think
I
I'm
was-
more than okay. I was looking at it for a while.
I was speaking to Guna. Guna said he hate it. Guna
Yeah.
said it look good. And I was like, nah, fam, this look good. This is what I was expecting. This was something that we were expecting, right?
This bad, bro.
Based on
This
the
bad.
look. I really enjoyed the home kit and I can see it look really good. I will see the likes of Andre Gray and Bobby Reed posting it on their Instagram stories, getting very excited for it. Michael Hector get excited feet. What that
I
means?
lie.
That means so we see.
Coach was in England. Coach was in
Yeah,
England.
so we don't know. So we see a lot of these players posting this. A lot of these players excited about it, about the home kit now. Very very good. Very very impressed with the home kit. I like it. So I can't get dark on that. And you say you like it. So that's.
Yeah, man.
I'm impressed with the home kit. I think it's an improvement on the Umbro kit. Do you agree?
Yeah, man. I'm working right there, sir. Looking at it, definitely an improvement. I can't wait to get that one here. In fact, I need one half hour and I dogs them back, you know?
Yeah,
Go on
yeah.
still.
Yeah, man. I've got to take off a shirt off. I left.
Hey, left that.
But the shirt them bad same way. I can't wait to get my hands on one of the Jamaica Adidas home jerseys.
Yeah.
And the
Lead the way for the next one.
I don't want to lead the way with that, Bridget. You lead the way there.
But you have more to say than me still in the cause. I'm gonna tell you right now, this away kit, I'm disappointed. That's the word I'm going to use.
God.
I am disappointed. I don't hate it, you know. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate it.
By any chance you have a picture of the initial leak? What would you think?
Probably, I can go look for it while it talk. But hold on, let me set the stage again. I was expecting something so elaborate for the away kit. First time partnering with Jamaica, the global brand that we are, all of the leaks and ideas going around. And then Adidas come and drop this, nothing, no pattern, just color stripes. It's literally just color stripes.
Pink and red.
Bro,
What that have to do with...
it's not a bad shirt, but I'm disappointed.
I think that's a shirt that probably wear up on the... Bro, if this could have been them shirt that them wear going to the stadium.
A training kit.
That would have been fine, bro. You know them come out of the bus and them are going to the stadium and them have on
Yeah.
them cell phones and them could have wear this.
Yeah.
But that cannot be the kit where them are going to play now.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Straight up, I'm trying to find some concept.
Bro, because you know, and I think the one that we saw would have been it because it similarly represented that post that they made on Instagram. But I
Yeah.
think probably somebody saw that post.
Oh, I know the one that you're talking. I'm gonna find it.
Probably because somebody saw that post and incorporated it in a concept and leak it, make you feel good now yourself. Dude.
So disappointed, man.
Alright,
Brother, you see, if I find it. Hold on, I have put it up. I wasn't prepared to do this.
Maybe they released this, but maybe this is actually going to be. Maybe that's just one of the training kits. Maybe they released the home jersey and training kit. Maybe that's not going to be.
No, bro. Me read the article. The article said home and away kit, bro.
Can't be.
You
Can't
can't
because
stop. Don't get your hopes up, fam.
I saw a concept that closely represented a post. I don't know if you can find the post that was made on the JFF page. And
I
then,
put up a kit, Bridget.
and then the concept that was given, right? So there was a post that was made to the JFF page with a little snippet with the color scheme, and then there was a jersey with that on it. And I was like, okay, that way jersey goes stupid.
Yeah, say you buy that as it drop.
It wasn't black, green, and gold as we were used to. I was speaking to somebody about, and they were like, "Oh no, man, I really love the incorporation of other colors to our shirt." And I'm like, "Bro, we're literally named the Reggae Boys." I saw Argentina playing a purple kit in the World Cup. You know,
What am I like? That it's black, green, and gold, and Jamaica.
it have red in it. Red
Oh,
is
it's
not-
red, green, and gold, and Jamaica black, green, and gold.
Yeah,
Them
Jamaica.
like the red.
They don't. Yeah, exactly. They were saying they don't like the red edition because it's not a part of our flag.
But as you just said, our reggae boys, bro. Like that's the name
Yeah,
of the
that's
team.
literally the name of our team, the Reggae Boys. So I would see no problem with paying homage to our reggae heritage. So I actually really like the idea. In fact, I was saying go even crazier on the red. You know, make it a red kit. If it was a red like a reggae kit, like I wouldn't be upset with that any at all if our away kit was red. Like it was a red, green, and gold Rasta kit with you'd have an issue with that? As long as
I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't.
I'd be perfectly fine with it as long as it looked good. So they were saying that they don't like the fact that them incorporating red because red isn't a part of our color scheme. But
This is the image you're talking about. A little bit butchered, but this is the image.
yeah, exactly. That bro, when I saw that shirt and then there was a post that was made on Instagram, like the JFF made a post, and I was like, dude, if this is the situation, let me see. Just I can show it from my phone. I don't know if
That would have bad. That would have bad. This jersey would have been so cool. I feel like it would have been my favorite Jamaican jersey in a while. Probably my favorite of all time if this was the kit. But it's not. And the fact that we believed it because of the post. The post made it different.
If I'm not mistaken, bro, I'm going through the JFF.
No man, they post it, man.
Yeah, but I think the post has been removed.
No. I see it. I'm pretty sure I see it today.
Man, look feet real quick.
I see it there, man.
Anyways, I did screenshot it, of course, because
See it there.
yeah, that was the post. And like you can see how similarly the color scheme on the jersey is to the post. So it was very believable that this would have been the jersey based on that post that JFF made, just a little snippet, and then you can see the jersey. You can see the jersey, the same color scheme. You get me, I say, bro, but somebody just goose with.
A goose, somebody chop virgin.
Somebody see the post that JFF make, and just say, all right, so we're gonna trick them young minds. Yeah. So now seeing this, bro, but no, I don't understand the thought process behind it. If I'm not, the colors are red and I think pink. Explain to me the thought process going into that color scheme for away kit.
Red and pink.
Yeah.
Red and pink. Probably them should have still got. Let me look on it again, because I thought it was like the Rasta thing them that playing now too.
No, bro. If you look at it, put back up the shirts on the
It's up there, man. No man, a red, green and gold, man. It's just that is a light yellow type of thing. If you look at it,
1 second. I'll pull it up.
it's not. I was gonna say it's not awful. It's not a bad shirt.
Bro, this look like there's red there. There's red there, but that's either white or pink, bro. That's an in the yellow. That's either white or pink. No, Virgin.
I'll send it to you.
So I'm me blind?
Look now, man. I'll send it to you. Look.
Oh shoot. So based on the video that the best look on that. That's not
The
like
same shirt. The same shirt. Man. The same
like
shirt.
pink here.
I same shirt, man.
In that picture, not like pink in that picture.
As in, that's what I said. I never see it. I think them are playing on the Rasta thing there, cause red, green, and yellow,
No,
which
I
is
mean
fine.
the picture you have up on the screen.
I don't see it. I don't see it. You probably have to go for your glasses, my boy. I don't see it.
You know see that the yellow no look like pink.
No, bro. People,
I'm see based on what you show me, I'm gonna see it still.
people need to get him eyes checked out. But as I say, it's not an awful shirt.
It's not as bad. It's not as
But
bad. I'm not bother.
it's disappointing.
I'm not bother dark. I'm not bother dark like how with the dark again.
I'm gonna hate the shirt, but it's disappointing.
Yeah, there. Well,
I kind of funny still. But people, let us know your thoughts in the
God,
comment section.
bro. That man look on that like pink and red dog.
Where your glasses there? Where your glasses there?
You sure? You sure?
It's a deaf brother, man. How
Nah,
are that
look
still?
funny.
People, tell me.
Look on this, bro.
Bro, it's yellow, fam.
I think obviously because I've seen it now, but that look like the green look like it up on the shirt there. You seen the green on the shirt there?
Brother, green there in the inner part, bro.
Bro, I'm saying, look at what I'm showing you on the screen.
It's
You
on
seen
the
a green?
system.
Exactly, you seen a green on the shirt there?
But wait, where the pink there?
The Adidas stripes, bro, that look pink, bro.
If you didn't say white, we don't understand. Brother, that clearly yellow.
I,
Fam.
think I was thinking it was like pink or at least white.
Judge you.
Shut
I
up.
feel like you lose that one still, but as I said,
No, but you sent me a picture. You sent me a picture, so
Yeah,
Fine.
as I say, people, the home shirt, love it. Need my hands on that. Second, the away kit, disappointed, but it's not an awful shirt. But I'm disappointed. I thought that it would have been a little bit more elaborate.
People, what me I say? What me I say, people?
Wear your glasses, bro.
What
They
am I
prescribe them for a
seeing?
reason, fam.
No, I think you sent me the picture of the with the Rasta colors and the neckline, and I'm not as mad at it anymore. I'm not as mad at it anymore. So I
You're
guess
still
the sleeve,
disappointed like
I
me.
guess I guess the sleeves still have the Rasta colors on it.
You're
Because
still disappointed?
the picture where you show me never have the sleeves. Oh yeah, so the sleeves they still have the. Oh yeah, it's tough, I like it.
What the sleeves have?
The sleeves have the same pattern, which in my opinion,
The sleeves always had the same trim.
in my opinion, it look like pink, bro. It look like red and pink. But now that I know that it's red, green, and gold, it changed my whole perception on it.
You love it now.
In the video, I could have swear that it was red and pink. I could have swear that was the case. Okay,
Anyways,
so,
I tell you love it now.
yeah, I like it. I love it, but I like it.
I was like, yeah, it's not. I definitely don't hate it. That's some start from. It's not a bad shirt, but me just think so. They may never give it more. But people, let us know your opinions in the live chat and the comment section.
I love the rest of color them funny. Reggae boy.
What you say?
Yeah, so what color you think the shorts are gonna be? Black.
Yeah, same color as the shirt.
With the same trim.
Yeah.
And the yellow Adidas stripes. That's a good top.
I don't feel like man. Anyways, people, it's time to get to the next segment. We're almost on the hour mark, but we have to talk about the fantasy.
Yeah.
So people, stay tuned to Studio Talk. Go on like if you don't like the video yet. It's so easy to support us. We're not asking for no money yet. We're not asking for buy nothing yet.
As in, bro, you wanna ask them for the money. People, leave a super chat if you like. Leave a super chat so we can buy new glasses.
Can
Because
beg so that
obviously I'm blind. So leave a super chat real quick. Button up my shirt. Because the shirt did unbutton, that's why I couldn't see. So leave a super chat so that I can buy new glasses because I'm so embarrassed right now.
Alright, people, here. Send him some
whole
money.
my whole premise of hating this shirt was because it was a pink and red shirt. Cha-cha.
Alright, we're gonna see Jomar in one of them shirts, you know, people. So support the
Sure.
thing. Anyways, Studio Talk, Fantasy Premier League show after this. You're coming yet, Bridget, are you still a wonder with it?
I don't know what it was that I was seeing. Oh my goodness.
This guy. Anyways, people, it's Fantasy Premier League time. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about what is going on in this league here. Let's get the game up real quick. What am I doing? Here we go. All right. So we're gonna look on this side that sports league first. See what's happening. Dale Burrell is still, so me kick him out. I feel like we kick out Dale Burrell. What you say? No, I feel like we kick out Dale Burrell, bro. For real.
A bad man threw him the first.
I'm not bad man, but I don't like him name. It trigger me.
Bro, freedom of speech, Bridget.
I thought that speech, man. Dale Burrell, big up yourself still. You do well. Can't imagine how much you do in Jamaica. Let me check. Must be like top 50 or something.
He was at number 1 at one point.
Alright, so in Jamaica, he's ranked. Can't even see.
You have to go up on the Jamaica ranking and go all the way up.
Oh, you're in the third in Jamaica, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So we have a star in our league, boy. I'm still sitting at 4th. The game is going to update, so I might get shot. Where you at, fam? 13. Huh? Oh, why am I for score so much for see about? Soon still, like you have a good week, so you'll come back up. But let's look at the manager of the week. Who do you think is manager of the week? Is it you?
It's not updated, so we can't go tell, but
Just check.
I think it's probably going to be me.
Yeah?
let me take a look at it. I had a pretty good week, but I used my triple captain, so I don't know.
No,
I,
man,
I,
it was an awful week for you.
I would have loved if my triple captain could have given me 100 points.
Bro,
Oh
if
no,
it was an awful week, yeah, probably in the grand scheme of things in the game, in the league, you did well, but if you get 70 odd points with a triple captain, that's not great.
clutch clutch FC got 100 points. Triple captain
Ooh,
Rash.
ooh.
He triple captain Rashford,
Yeah, with a
and
triple captain, when I use your chips, the point is to get 100 or more.
he had Sa in goal. So clutch FC. He had Bruno Fernandes in his team as well.
Man, Captain Rashford, bro.
Yeah, it's a triple captain Rashford, and he had Bruno Fernandes in his team. Ooh.
Remember
So,
one time we triple captain Salah in a man and get like 60 points of a Salah alone.
oh
A
my
couple years
goodness.
ago. Tough. But anyways, this is the manager of the week, Clutch FC, right?
Yeah.
Look at his team, Salah in goal. I don't know why he would go for a Wolves keeper, but it worked. They were playing Leicester City, I think.
Mm-hmm. He
So
probably
he
had
went again.
Sa from the get go, because I had Sa for a long time, because even though Wolves were winning in
Yeah.
the Premier League, they weren't conceding goals at the beginning part of the season.
But you know what?
Sa was
Either
a
way,
good factor.
I'm have greater of Crystal Palace, and that's 6 points right there. So not bad at all. Then Trippier in our backline. I feel like everybody playing fantasy right now have Trippier. And you have to have an Arsenal defender. His Arsenal defender is Saliba. And then him have Luke Shaw, which is not a bad selection by the way. So
I mean, Manchester United had a double week, so I think picking Luke
yeah,
Shaw, if only for this week, it's not
he
a
went
bad
for it.
it's not a bad thing,
No,
because
but Luke Shaw scored the other week. Clean sheet the other week. So it's not a Luke Shaw's been playing well, but this
yeah,
double week.
I think as a logical person, getting Luke Shaw in your team, if even for the double week only, I don't think that's a bad thing. If even just for the double week only,
Yeah.
I think that's a good decision.
Yeah, not bad at all. The midfield though, Pascal Gross of Brighton, then Rashford, that's his triple captain, so
Yep.
pretty straightforward there. Rashford scored what 7 goals in 7 games. Crazy, crazy. Fernandez with 19 points in double week. They saved this week. Almiron with 3 points, Salah with 2 points, man. Is it time to remove Salah? You have Salah?
How could I have Salah?
I don't know how I still have Salah. I don't
You
know.
still have Salah in your team?
Bro, like, no way. But see, the thing is, I wanted to sell Salah for Kevin De Bruyne, and Kevin De Bruyne blank too. I'll even get an assist, but
Kevin De Bruyne
nah.
give me some points.
Mitrovic 0 points, and Haaland 8 points. But still, 100. Sometimes I look on a team and I wonder which part 100 points add up to. But it
And
happens. Let's start with
when
my
when
team.
you see
Let's look
10,
at my team.
when you see 10 with the goalkeeper, that's generally a pretty good start. When
Yeah.
your goalkeeper get 10 points and you use your triple captain for Marcus Rashford, that's
Yeah.
that's something to harp on.
So them 67 points. I went with Nick Pope, Trippier. That's 5 and 9 points. Akanji from Man City with a double week, 2 points. I don't think he played the first game, and then today conceded two
Yes, he
goals.
did play the first game.
He did play.
Yes, Akanji would have gotten to that ball had the referees,
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right.
had
Offside. He
given,
was a player.
but them just can't keep
So
goals. Them just can't keep goals out of the back of the net.
right now, I need to sell a Man City defender. Ben White is my Arsenal defender, 8 points this week, so it worked out. Salah, we didn't even talk about Salah right now. Liverpool, man, what is going on there? Phil Foden didn't came on in the first game, didn't come on today. It's kind of crazy.
Weird.
Martinelli, 2 points. Martinelli needs to start score some goal again. Almiron with 3 points and Rashford with 12 points. I had Rashford and that's where I got a bulk of my points. Kane with 7 points. I'll take it. And Haaland with 16 points. 8 points, but the double game, I captained him, so I got 16 points. Overall, not a great week, but obviously the aim is to get over 60 points every week, and then I think I like where I finished there. So
I, I've officially given up on the season.
you give up on what?
On the season. Like we'll and come again next season.
No, man,
Because
you're not getting so fast. You're not getting so fast.
after using my triple captain and it being unsuccessful, you
Where are
know,
they? Oh, see, oh. Come, what you have to say for yourself? Talk about your team.
huh?
Talk about your team. What you have to say for yourself right now?
As I said, disappointing week. Haaland disappointed me. And, I had worried in my goal because Brighton was playing against Liverpool. So I figured that, of course, Sanchez was going to concede. I went with Saliba as usual. Martinelli failed to help me out. KDB, Akanji, the usual suspects. But that's basically all I have to say about my team.
No, man, you have more for say, man. Say something more.
Huh?
Say something more, man.
There's not much more to say about
Stand
this.
up and be a man and say something more.
Obviously, as I said, the usual suspects. Kevin De Bruyne, he chipped in with 5 points, got an assist. Martinelli is not doing the job. I was unsure that Saka might not have played because he had a knock. So I kind of rested Salah, I rested Almiron. And yeah, Haaland never scored in the first game against Man U. So I guess that the usual suspects. Kerry and Trippier, everybody has Trippier.
Alright, whatever. Talk about the other players in the team. You spoke about those players twice. Talk about some other players. Let me hear about some other players.
So yeah, as I said, if only for 1 week, Manchester United had a double week, and because of some injury concerns and stuff like that, you introduce Luke Shaw, whatever, for a double game week. You remove him immediately after the game week is done, and you just continue moving forward. That's
Alright,
for the fantasy.
am I seeing Rashford? Am I seeing what's going on? Am I seeing Harry Kane and Højbjerg? Højbjerg? Talk to me. Hold on. What's going on here? Talk to me.
About what? About what exactly? Like you see a team is some players in the fantasy are trying to get some points.
Just that.
Yeah, pretty much. I lost.
And how do you feel about having those players in the team?
Eh?
How do you feel about having those players in the team?
I mean, they're just players at the end of the day, right?
You see, the worst thing a man can be in life is a hypocrite, bro. That's the worst thing. A great man once said that. The worst thing you can be in life is a hypocrite. With that said, what you have to say for yourself?
About what exactly?
About being a hypocrite, bro?
No, as in hypocrisy, never that.
So, now you say you not ever use a Man City or a Man U or a Tottenham player?
I can't recall.
You can't recall?
No.
Alright, since I can't recall, we have something for you. Since I can't recall. Alright, let's send out my video alone.
As I said, the usual suspects, you have the likes of Trippier that's in everybody's fantasy. But as I said, people, my triple captain was huge success, and I'm going to blame the shortcomings on my season on a few weeks, Rush sabotaged me actually. Him did a go country and him say, yo bro, forward me could go country. Go, ride some ATV and live some life. Deliberately knowing that I wouldn't get a chance to set up my team. So him kind of do that deliberately for kind of put me off, and I got 30 odd weeks in that game week, and then the other week, some things didn't pan out. Haaland didn't score, and
take some accountability in the bridging. Are you a team, the people that same week I didn't set my team, which is kind of crazy. So what happened? Talk to me.
So anyways, as I was saying, people, so I don't see myself getting back into it again for this season. As good as a FPL manager.
Anyways, you can't done now. I just play a video for the people.
Me personally, I refuse to. And the first week, I must admit, shamefully, I had 2 Manchester United players on my team. But after using my wild card, which I was unfortunately forced to do, I decided that I was not going to have any Man U or any Tottenham people in my team.
Madness.
Because there's no way I can be cheering for a Tottenham or a Man U
madness,
player.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you have to know if it keep it.
Gunners for life.
No, Arsenal fan first.
Why you
can benefit off a Tottenham and beat up a Southampton, bro?
Sessignon so badly. I think he's going to be a fantasy. I think he's going to be good for this year's fantasy. But I'm not doing it. People, I was this close to
Listen,
kicking him.
I can't make that claim, bro. I'm not going to say that because I promise you, when Harry Kane start tear up the league or Son start tear, I'm already have Kulusevski, so I even need to make a point. I will be using I will be benefiting off my rivals.
Jomar from the start at Sports TV and hold me to it, people. I will not be using any money.
Too much emotions, people. Too much emotions, and probably it will cost him. Let's see.
Me personally, I refuse to. And the first week, I must admit, shamefully, I had 2 Manchester United players on my team. But after using my wild card, which I was unfortunately forced to do, I decided that I was not going to have any Man U or any Tottenham people in my team.
Madness.
Because
absolute madness.
There's no way I can be cheering for a Tottenham or
Absolute
Man U
madness,
player.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you have to know if you keep it.
Yeah, with that said, you watched that video a while ago.
As I said, yeah, you have to caveat certain statements. You know, and one thing about you, I don't think you corroborate. And I don't necessarily think you use your investigative skills as a journalist to get to the very root of certain issues. You know, obviously it was a double game week, and as I said, Saka had a knock and stuff like that. And logically, you know, there were 4 teams, there were 3 teams playing a double week.
Alright, so why did I ignore it? So why you never just say that at the top?
Say what at the top?
When you were speaking about your team, why you never say, people, I am sorry. I am a two-mouth cutlass, I'm a two-side cutlass. Water in my mouth when I talk. People, whenever I say something, I don't mean it. I go back on my words all the time. Why you never just say that?
Not like that. I'm not sure of what you speak. As I said, that video was recorded all the way back in August, not even in the same country.
The worst thing a man can be is a hypocrite.
Obviously, in different countries, you have different jurisdictions, and you have different meanings to different things. And if he hadn't cut that video, people, you know, like obviously when we were recording, he stopped the recording straight and we closed out the video. And then afterwards, I said that had there been like a double week or something like that, then I might, you know, interject something like. But you're not gonna see that.
Yeah, them say every liar is a thief, every thief is a liar. You know, right now, I'm a partner with a thief and a liar.
Fake news.
Boy, anyways, people, we just need to do that because I tell him say without him with it, bro, that's not how it work. You know, I said it as the guru, as the star I am. I tell him say, yo, bro, when the man them start performing, I can use them. And it'll come back for Auntie. And see, it did. Him put them in, and I promise you, Hurricane are in our team for the rest of the season. Rashford is going to be in his team for the rest of the season.
Rashford already come out my team.
Well, Hurricane, he's going to go back on his rule for the rest of the season.
Going back to Saka. Going back to Saka because Saka is playing.
And where do Luke Shaw? Where do Luke Shaw?
Luke Shaw gone.
Where do Højbjerg?
Huh?
Where do Højbjerg?
Højbjerg for stay on my team.
All right, and where do Hurricane?
Huh? I'm figuring that out right now. Remember, I know you only have a set amount of substitutions. We can't just make all of them same time. You know, people, obviously.
Bro, one thing I have to say to you, as a man, stand on what you say.
Tell me if you say Højbjerg or
you don't need to show nobody your team. We don't care about your team.
No. Tell me if you see Shaw, Højbjerg, Rashford. Tell me who you see.
Mr. Kane.
It's hard to get rid of him so fast. You want me to use all my points them?
You know what you have to do. But anyways, stand on what you say. As you're bridging, me I tell you, bro, more on the best for you, me I look out for you in a life. Look, me I looking at the camera. Me even look on the laptop screen. Me I looking at the camera right now. When you say what you mean and mean what you say. Do what you say and say what you're going to do.
Always.
Please, my brother.
Always.
Stop embarrassing yourself on the internet, okay?
As I said, you don't know, like somebody might have my phone. Who knows? I might have a special lady might take up my phone and
accountability.
I might have my little sister. Like, yeah, you can't know what happened.
Accountability.
As I said, the situation has happened and it has been rectified. Can we move on?
Anyways, bro, I knew that this moment would have come. Me didn't know. You see me? I was once in your shoe when I just started the game, overzealous, being too much of a, you can't separate fandom from the game. Yeah, all of that. I did it. So, right now, I see a little bit of what me are doing and where you are right now. So, I get it. And I forgive you, bro. I know this is not a part of your character. I know this is not your personality. I know that this is not you right now. You just got caught up, got overzealous, and this is what happened. So I forgive you, my brother.
2 teams playing a double week. City, Tottenham, and Man.
Bro, just apologize and keep it moving.
It was a double week.
Apologize now, bro.
Apologize for what?
As a man, you come here every week and you beat me. That's why I stay up on this for so long, you know. Every week you come, you beat me. Oh, I'm a better fan than Rush. Oh, this, oh, that. Huff and puff. And I you that, gone back for your words, bro. I forgive you still, now, bro. Come I really want hard feelings.
It was a double week. Like there's certain circumstances, extremes. When I just
hey. As I say, I didn't know say I'm gonna do it in the people. As I say, I need that this moment.
People might not know. I'm a big fan of Marcus Rashford and Hurricane. Everybody know this. That I've always been a Hurricane fan. I've always been a champion of Hurricane. Just unfortunate that
you said that on last week's show also when you didn't have them.
Just unfortunate that Hurricane got himself stuck in a bad situation. Same with Marcus Rashford, a good guy. And when everybody was down on Marcus Rashford, I was saying I would take Marcus Rashford at Arsenal 10 days out of 7 days of the week. I would take Rashford any day of the week. And their play has been, has proven me right. So it's just a matter of, I'm a staunch supporter of those players. And as such, if it was only 1 week, where there's a double week where two of my favorite players could be included in the team, then I just decided to include two of my favorite players. But because I'm the fan that I am, they can't stay for too long.
Hey, I forgive you, bro. But going forward, just do what you say. Right? Say what you mean what you say. Don't go back on your words, don't be a hypocrite. And don't be a two-mouth cutlass. When you talk, mean what you say, bro. That's all I have to say. As you're bridging. People, beat him in the comment section. And we that. Still the talk. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to this other Sports TV. Do one more thing though.
Share the video to at least 10 people. And if each and every one of you guys can manage to do that, then share the video to at least 10 people and get us 6 subscribers. Because if each and every one of you can manage to do that, you know how many subscribers that get us by the end of the day, people?
Yeah. People forgive him. I understand. He's a bit distraught today. You know, he had a rough week. Fantasy was awful for him. The shirt, he never does it properly. It was a rough one for him. See that? It wasn't his best episode. But people, you don't know already. Still the talk. This other Sports TV.
Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
What do you think about the quality, people? What do you think about the content? You know, I think this show has been a vibe.
Yeah, man, it's a vibe. We like it. And the people them like it too. But for now, peace. We out.